All hotels on 192 suck. You ain't gonna find a good hotel there. They're all just dumpster fires. Huh, 192? Yeah, it was good. Back in 1975.
Trust me, I've heard that too. But I'm here to challenge that belief. I looked into a hotel that corners 192 and 535 with an average of a 4.6 star rating. Less than $100? That doesn't exist, right? Well, think again. It's time to introduce you to the Palazzo Lakeside Hotel. And from what I've seen and heard, this might just be a hidden gem worth taking a serious look at. It certainly piqued my interest, and I ask, is this an overlooked treasure that's buried in the shadows of US 192's putrid abyss? Or is it a hotel just dressed up as a fraudulent shack? Let's see if it truly lives up to the hype. Before we get started, if you appreciate this type of content, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on the notifications with the bell icon. Once again, I thank you guys for watching, and please enjoy. Room 509 in the Palazzo Lakeside Hotel. I'm headed to the room now. I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and start this tour. 509. 5th floor, by the way. Welcome to the Palazzo Lakeside. Okay, we start off with the lights on in the bathroom. Let's check out the main room. Okay. It's kind of the entrance light, but I gotta find the main light in here. Okay, switch on and switch on. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn all the lights on. And whoa, I think this light is kind of going bad. This bulb maybe? Go ahead and turn this lamp on. We're gonna just go ahead and light everything up. We're gonna go ahead and just light everything up. Come on, are you here listening to me? Go ahead and just light everything up. Are you not plugged in? Okay, so we have a problem. I have this cord that's unplugged. We don't have any outlets available down here. Because they're taken up. So, but we do have an outlet right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plug this in and see if this works. No, it's not. So, okay, I found a tiny bit of a problem. It seems like we don't have enough outlets in this corner to power up all the appliances and lights that we have available over here. So maybe a power strip will help. It is kind of a little bit of an inconvenience if you need this light in this corner that you don't have enough outlets. They're both taken up. What you could do is probably unplug the coffee maker and plug that into the light. But then again, you know, a power strip will help. Here is the nice look at the Palazzo Lakeside Hotel, the room. I do love the finishes they have here. I love the headboard that pretty much goes all the way up. It rides all the way up the wall. It's really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at some of the details. We're gonna go ahead and talk about it and see what we think about this room. It's a pretty standard sized room. It's nothing that's gonna be big. It's not considered a suite. I'm not sure if they do have suites in this hotel or not. I didn't really look at it, but I did get this for a pretty decent price, and I decided today was a good day to go ahead and book it for one night. Voila, here we are. Okay, so what do you think? I think it's nice. I love the lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First off, on the right side, we do have a picture up on the wall, a nice sunset. You have a lake view, kind of a bridge. Looks like it's barely hanging together. Couch on the corner, not facing in any direction in particular except straight ahead. Let's check out its view. Interesting. All right, the chair is actually pretty comfortable. You are gonna have to shift it over if you want to have a good view of the TV, but that's no big deal. It's, yeah, nothing really too big. I mean, there's a couple of questionable little spot there. Okay, well, a really nice sized TV, and I do love the detail they add here with the wood look paneling they have on the wall. Also, if you carry down over to the counter space, you do have a lot of space to put stuff here, and they have like a really nice separation. So obviously, if you put stuff in front of the TV, it's not going to obstruct the view. Looking down, let's open this. Is this not? They have this screwed in. What are they hiding? Why can't I get in here? Okay, that is weird. I've never seen that before. It makes me wonder what is hiding behind that door. I'm really tempted to get like a screwdriver. Ice holder, and you do have your liner. All right, so we do have a Keurig, and you have a couple of complimentary house blend coffee packs you have here. Also, that's my room key. And you have a mini fridge. Really clean mini fridge. I really appreciate that. Panning to the right, you have a nice table with plenty of space here, and I really appreciate the comfortable looking chair. Honestly, it's not as comfortable as you think because there's no armrest on the side, so you really are gonna have to like. By the way, does this pull out? Oh, look at this. Look at that. Got some extra space, so you want to hide some. It's a really nice desk, and while the chair is not as comfortable as I expected it to be, it's still pretty decent. A lot better than a lot of other places. Yeah. So looking right next to the TV in the cabinet space, your cabinetry, you have a little bench here that you can use and a table. Next, I want to take a look at this picture that's on this wall just above the AC unit. It is a very nice, beautiful, serene feel. It's a small little detail that just kind of adds to the atmosphere of this room. So great job, nice detail. Now tilting down, I am going to show the AC unit. It's nothing special, it's just a wall-mounted unit, but I think really what's important is that it's a very large unit, larger than a lot of the other units I look at. Yeah, they honestly could use another filter here because this one's broken. Let me go ahead and just put that one back in, and I think there was supposed to be another filter here, but it's missing. So yeah, room 509. Make sure we get this fixed. Set at 73. The AC feels nice. It works pretty well. When you enter into the front, you have your closet space. I don't know if this is a foyer you want to call this, but this is where you're going to hold all your clothes. You do have your mini eyes as the ironing board. What is this? Wow, this is like one of the smallest ironing boards I've ever seen in my life. Let's go ahead and hang this back up and show you the rest. Here's your iron. You have your safe, just like all the hotel rooms that I've been to. And you have your luggage rack. To be honest, I really didn't know what this thing was until I just looked it up maybe a few weeks ago. Now I know what this is. This is our bathroom. Introducing you to the nicely renovated bathroom. Now, when you look into this bathroom, you do notice elements of an older hotel, like this fan. Also, the door frame, or actually the door itself, looks like it's original to the property, but they did add a new handle to it. So you do see some elements of what this hotel was prior to the renovation, but I think they really updated most of the important parts, like the mirror, countertops. You have the nice sink. I love this faucet, although it probably does need to get tightened a little bit. I love the amount of body washes, conditioners, and shampoos they provide for you. And you do have a bar soap, towel racks, more towel racks up here up top, your toilet, which has the multiple flushing features here. Well, looks like it's only one, but who knows, who cares. And I love this shower. Let's go ahead and open this up. Look at that. Looks pretty clean. It looks like there's not much hard water stains in here. It does smell like a swimming pool in here for some reason though. Strange. Anyways, let's go ahead and close this. So you have an extra roll of toilet paper holder, and you do have your trash can underneath. Also, there's really not much space over here. Lack of space, but you do have a lot of countertop space. You probably just have to utilize that. Underneath, everything looks pretty good. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent bathroom. Not much to complain about. The mirror is very large. It does give you a nice look of yourself. You know, if you're handsome like me. I'm just kidding. All right, so far, everything looks pretty good. Next thing I do want to point out is the floors. It looks like they are a light wood vinyl, maybe would look like vinyl flooring. I don't see anything to be concerned about. There's really not much wear and tear on these. So far, everything's checking out. And we're gonna bring our attention over here to the nightstand they have. I love the fact that they have the outlets here on the walls right next to the headboards. And you have another couple outlets you probably won't use just because of how high they are. I think these are gonna be the ones you're gonna be using, not these. But they're there just in case you do need some extra outlets. And you do have a phone. I don't know if this is working. Yes, it is. The phone's working. You have a clock, a digital clock here, and I don't know what this is used for. USBs. Also, you do have an extra USB up here. Let's go ahead and pull this out. This is weird because these drawers they close on its own, but when you're opening them, they're sticky. It takes a lot of force I'm literally moving this just to get this pulled out. You see? I wonder how far I can pull it before. Okay, I don't want to do it too far. All right, so this is our headboards, and look at this material they use. Fancy. I gave you a pretty good look of the entire room. I think it's a pretty nice room for something that's on 192, which I know a lot of people tell me that 192 has a bad reputation in their hotel. A lot of dying hotels, older properties that are decaying. Some hotels have been given new life, and this is one of them. I think there are very few exceptions. I would say this one, the Magic Moment. You do have Celebration Suites, and I think the Red Lion is okay too. Now, as far as the rest of them, yeah, I do agree. There's a lot of bad hotels on 182. So, like I said, exception. So next up, let's go ahead and check out these beds. You do have 4 pillows on each of these beds. Very nicely stacked. Everything looks very clean. I'm going to start with this one since it's the closest to the entrance, and then I'm going to work my way over. So, let's check out these pillows. This is very nice. I love the pillows. Okay, this one's a little bit less, but I mean, none of them look really bad to me. I noticed that these back pillows have different covers on them. If you look very closely, you can see the faint lines on the front, and then the back ones are just kind of the normal pillow covers. So let's go ahead and throw these over here. And the design of the pillows are actually going to carry on, and I'm talking about the ones with the lines, are going to carry on to the design of your comforter and also your sheets. Pulling the sheets off, they look very clean. And let's go ahead and pull this off. You do have your mattress protector, and here's our mattress. It's a nice firm mattress firmness, and it's not that springy firmness. It's kind of a soft firmness, so I actually kind of like it. And as far as your cover, your sheets, I see the consistency in the design here, and also I do see the consistency of the usage of these, but still, like I said, it's not too bad. And let's go ahead and pull this comforter off. I do see a small little hair there. You're not going to be able to, clean everything or catch everything. Hey, just want to point it out. Transparency. And here we are. Another mattress. Same mattress. All right, before we finish up, I do want to show you one more thing. You do have a balcony. I think each room has its own balcony, so I'm going to take you outside, and we are going to end the video out here. There we go. Well, the privacy isn't my favorite because you're able to look over the balcony to the other person's side. Now, at least you have a wall on this side. I wish there were a wall here, but I don't think anyone's staying there in this room next to me right now, so I'm okay with that. Oh, and by the way, you're gonna hear a lot of fireworks going on because this is actually 4th of July. This is actually gonna give you a good proximity. I think I'm gonna wait and show you maybe in the morning because you'll have a better look, but this is actually 192 right here, and 535 starts right here. 535 will take you right into the Disney property if you actually continue on. Now, it does get a little bit busy going that way, especially when you get closer to Walt Disney World and I-4. That's just one of the ways that you get into Disney. If you take 192 West, that's also another way. So you're really not that far from the property. You're not as close as other properties are, especially some of the ones I stayed in, but it's not that bad. So maybe 5-10 minutes depending on traffic. So what do you guys think? I thought it's a pretty nice room. The hotel, I'm going to actually do the tour tomorrow. I think the room itself is, while it's pretty basic, and I know it's kind of hard to hear me right now because this AC unit is very loud, they do a very good job to execute their vision in this room. They bring consistency. I think the most important things, which I've heard in the comments, is cleanliness, maintaining the property, and I think that's it, really. It's really styled well. While it's not a big room, it's just a normal room with 2 queen beds, a normal sized room. It is one of the better hotel rooms I stayed in off 192. So with that said, I will catch you in the morning time, and I'll see you then. Hey everyone, next morning here at the Palazzo Lakeside Hotel. I'm excited to show you the exterior, but first things first, this place does serve breakfast, and I believe it is a hot American breakfast, which I am completely 100% thrilled for because the last few places I went to did not serve any type of breakfast like that. So I'm gonna go head up to the 3rd building, which is up towards the front, towards the highway. That's another thing I want to show you about the property is its layout, and it's kind of backwards. So I'm gonna hit up the breakfast and I will catch you afterwards. So I just finished my breakfast. It was actually really good. It was a nice American breakfast. Had patties, sausage patties, egg patties. It had some like mixed vegetables. I think it was like broccoli and carrots. You had some fruit. You had a little waffle station on the right side, and also on the left side you had some cereal. They just had a lot of variety. It's a really big open space, so a lot of people can go there at one time and you'll still have seating available, so that is a plus. I love that. And while I was down there, I did notice it did give me that Magic Moment vibe. The hotel that's a little bit further east on 192, which I also did enjoy. It seemed like this is also under the same company, and I wanted to do a little digging into that to see if that was the case, because I did see the same MM kind of like logo they had with like the dot on top, and I think this was the same company. You know, they're under the same management, and heck, I looked it up and it was. They're under the MM Group Development, so they are under the same management. That's why you see a lot of the same finishes, a lot of the same design. It almost looks like a 5-story version of the Magic Moment, and the Magic Moment is just like a 2-story version of what this is. So they have a lot of the same elements as far as the design, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's the Magic Moment. I think is more catered to kids. You have a lot more amenities for the kids over there, where over here I think it's more just focused on just the hospitality, the hotel, the service, and allowing you to have a good time here. So there's that. I'm going to talk about my night here at the Palazzo. It wasn't great. Now, I think this is still a great hotel, but obviously there's a lot of things that you can get nitpicky on, and for a lot of you that watch me, I tend to nitpick things apart. You know, even if it's a great stay, and even if I had a good time here, there's always something I can always pick apart. First thing I want to say is that front door does not block out any noise. I am right next to the door, the exterior door to enter into building 1, which I am staying on in the 5th floor, room 509. Anytime somebody comes in or out through that door, it honestly feels like somebody's walking through my room. That's how loud it is. I can hear every conversation. It is really distracting sometimes when you're trying to sleep, especially if you're a light sleeper. And another thing is, this sliding glass door doesn't block out any noise either. So you're getting it from both sides. And to kind of give you an idea of how bad it is with this sliding glass door is, I am on the 5th floor. So I'm the furthest away from the parking lot. If you're talking about elevation, I can still hear people outside in the parking lot talking. It almost seems like I'm on the 1st floor, 2nd floor, and I'm hearing them, but I'm all the way up here and I can still hear the conversation. So if there's anything I have any complaints about, it would probably be that so far in the room. Everything else seems to be okay, and I really don't have any other complaints. And here we are in the hallway on the 5th floor of building 1 in the Palazzo Lakeside. So let me go ahead and walk you to the front. It's kind of like a common area balcony. I think it's really cool because it does give you a good view of the lake. Let's talk about the tranquility. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? And actually, you can actually go down these stairs on each balcony. I'm not sure if it will take you all the way down. It does look like you can. So, really neat element. And I do love this outdoor sitting area just above the lobby entrance, above the ramp. I love it. Let's go down. And as you're going down each balcony, you're able to access every level. So here we are. I think this is level 3. Now, let me give you a good idea on the side. I want to show you what the building looks like. You have 3 buildings. This is actually considered building 1, and that's considered building 3. Building 1 is actually going to be where the lobby is, which the lobby is towards the back, the rear of the actual property, which is an awkward layout. I don't really see that too often. And it does make it a little bit difficult to find the entrance, because as I was coming in at nighttime, I really didn't know where to enter from. I knew it was probably this road, but as I was coming in, I noticed there was a gate that was blocking off the entrance to, well, this is considered the back of the hotel. So I was like, okay, well, where's the front? Well, you have to go through this gate. And when you get to the gate, you press a button and they open the gate for you. And you come around and you drive to the lobby, which is going to be back here facing the lake. That's no big deal at surface. I didn't really find that an issue. I do find it a little strange because they have the pool back here, which it might be a concern for some people, including me, if I'm wanting to have like a nice peaceful day in the pool. But this is where the most of the traffic's going to be involved at. You know, 90% of the traffic coming out here with people checking in and checking out, driving by, and you have the pool right there. I wish the pool was in a little bit more secluded area, you know, the front lobby being up in the front and the back really having the less amount of traffic, and you don't have to deal with people just constantly coming in and out of the lobby, vehicles driving by. Yeah, it's a nitpicky thing, but these are just little details that can affect your stay here. And speaking of pool, let's go ahead and look at this pool. Oh, you got some chess you can play here. But speaking of pool, it's a very small pool, especially for a resort that is this size and this busy. I would expect it something a little bit larger, especially when the Magic Moment pool closes a little bit early. They give their guests an option to come over here to spend the rest of the night at this pool. Well, if you're having your guests stay at this pool and you're bringing Magic Moments guests over here, like how many people can you fit here? What's the occupancy of this pool? So that's just my thing. It is a nice pool though, because it give you a good look of the lake. There is the nice view of the lake. We got a couple hammocks over there. Let me just go ahead and take you up on the dock. I really do love this nice tranquil environment. It actually reminds me of the previous resort that I walked around. It's nicer back here because you're further back from the road. I'm gonna say I do love the shading in the Grand Lakes and Lifetime of vacation resorts better than over here, because once the sun comes out and it's in the peak of day, I feel like this could get really hot. I mean, you do have some shading over here, over by the 3 hammocks, which is nice, but I think ultimately I would choose the walking path of the Grand Lakes much better than this. But I do like this. Since this is an elongated resort, you're further back from the actual highway. Don't hear much of any of the traffic from all the way back here, which is nice. With the Grand Lakes, you're closer to the road, but you are kind of blocked out from the noise pollution from the buildings. Over here, there's not as much blockage because you have some open spaces on each side of the hotel, but you're further back. But that really does help it out a lot. And let's come up here. This is actually really cool. Come out here, relax, just chill. I can see myself sitting out here for a good while, just having a nice relaxing chatter with some friends. What lake is this, by the way? Okay, so I looked it up. This is actually Lake Cecile. Very nice lake. Calm waters. I could dig this a lot. Even the sandhill cranes are enjoying this weather and this view. Hey guys, here it is, just to give you another vantage point of the pool. It's a small pool. You just can't, there's no getting around that. Here is a play area for the kids. Not quite at the level of the Magic Moment, but it's here. And I do love the fact that they try to take advantage of this retention pond, giving you a nice fountain. And also, let's check this out. This is really cool. Here's another interesting feature that I've noticed with this like pyramid shaped boutique hotel is the fact that building 1 and building 3 are more of a pyramid shape. It goes up in an angle. That means the higher you go, the less rooms you're gonna have. I'm in the 5th floor. It literally takes me like 20 steps to get from one side of the building to the other. We love our children and we are proud to be smoke and vape free, which this really gives it away right here. You see that logo they have there? That's the same logo they have at Magic Moment. So seals the deal. This is part of the Magic Moment group, the MM group. Here's also a really nice relaxing area in between buildings. You could just go ahead and chill, sit down on the faux grass. That's another thing. If you're really wanting to like walk around and not get in your car, I'm trying to find a way where I don't have to like jump the fence. You're like locked in here. like when you're part of Palazzo, you are part of Palazzo, and that is it. Once you enter, you will not leave. Here's some more tables up front. If it's really nice outside, you can actually take your breakfast out here in the front, or the back, I guess this is considered, because right there at the entrance is going to be the breakfast. So, and this is 192. Walking through Building Hope, you can see the carpet here. They do have some pictures along the wall. Well, not over here. I think I passed them. Yeah, there's some. Let's keep going. And each of these buildings are labeled, by the way. This is the fitness center. See, as this building was called Hope, the first one was called Royal Service, and this one is called Family, building number 1. The fitness center was actually locked. I don't know how to get in there or if it's even functioning anymore. But let's go up to my room. As you walk up the stairwell, each part you walk up, you do have a message that you can read along the way. So I'm going to do a shot of each message as we go up the stairwell. I think this one is really for the workers because as you lead up to the list part, it just takes you to nothing. Maybe some storage. Go on the roof. Hey guys, we are back in the room. I did a nice quick walk around. A lot of interesting little perks and features. I love the amenities that this hotel provides for you. But with that said, I'm back in the room and I want to give you a quick rundown of what I liked about this place and what I didn't like, or some nitpicky things that I think could be fixed. So let's first talk about what I did love about this place. Number 1, I love how clean it is. I love how well kept it is. Number 2, I love the amenities in the back. I think it's great. The location is great. Number 3, that would be a number 3 for me. Number 4, the breakfast. I love the breakfast they provide for you. A lot of options, great space, breakfast lobby, and even how crowded it is, you're not going to have much trouble finding tables and seating in that place. I would say number 5 is the overall vibe and feel of the place. They do give you, even though it is considered, for me, it's still considered on the budget level, maybe higher end budget, lower mid-range, but they do their best to try to give you that luxury feel. So I appreciate that. Number 5 nitpicky thing that I dislike about this place is going to be the noise levels throughout the night. The door really doesn't block out much noise. The sliding glass over here doesn't block out much noise. So you're getting it from both sides. For, I'm going to say it's going to be that rear entry where you have the ramp, you have the front lobby towards the rear side of the property instead of the front. And not just because of the location of the lobby, I just say because of where the pool is situated. It's going to be right next to the pool. Most of the traffic flow is going to be going through there. And I think it really does break apart that tranquil feel that you could have had, the potential of the tranquil feel that you could have if the lobby was towards the front of the property. Now I understand, you know, there's not much you can do about that unless you do like this massive renovation and switch it around.
All right, so this is editing Adrian talking. So I did look up some reasons why hotels may decide to put the lobby or the entrance towards the rear side of the property away from the highway. And I understand why they did it. You know, noise reduction, sense of arrival to increase guest experience. A lobby set back from the road allows for more grand, deliberate approach, often with landscape driveways. As you can see here with the Palazzo as a good example, safety and convenience. Direct access off the high-speed highway can be less safe and convenient for arriving guests. A rear-facing lobby often allows for creation of attractive courtyards. This also transforms the lobby into a more comfortable and appealing place for guests and locals, rather than just a functional entry point. So you could take my opinion and also the information I just gave you and decide yourself if that's something that is a big deal to you or not.
Number 3, speaking of pool, I think the pool is pretty small. I mean, for a size of this hotel, for how busy it is, I was expecting something a little bit larger. And there's really no other, like, there's not a hot tub, there's no kids pool. It's just that one pool in the area. I do love the view that the pool gives you though of the lake. So that's a plus. Now, another concern, and I pointed out several times, is this balcony. I wish both sides were blocked up. We can literally pass food to each other. I can have an arm wrestling match with my neighbor. I can jump into their balcony if I really wanted to. That's how close we are, and there's nothing stopping me from doing it. So there might be some privacy concerns there that, you know, some might not like or appreciate. Another thing I realized about this property while I was walking around is that there really are no exit points for pedestrians, anywhere to get off the property on foot. Everything is gated on all sides of the hotel. So if you're wanting to exit this property, you have 2 options. You either take your car and drive out of there, or you could try to jump the fence, which, you know, good luck with that. But now that I'm walking out here, I'm realizing there's really not much to walk to. Like, I don't think there's any real reason why you would want to walk out here. Within walking distance, there's other hotels. There's like this little dead strip mall behind me, another older hotel. But beyond that, I mean, there's really nothing that's even worth walking to be honest. So with that said, you know, the whole gated thing is probably not that big of a deal. But yeah, those are my 5 things that I wish that could be improvements on the property. Nitpicky things, a lot of them probably won't be changed just because of the amount of work that really has to be put into it. No property's perfect. You can always find something, right?
And here is a look at some of the amenities straight from the Palazzo Lakeside Hotel website. And what really piques my interest is not the amenities that are currently there. We've already seen a lot of those with the walk around tour in the exterior and the interior of my room. But really what piques my interest is the future amenities here at the bottom, what's coming soon, and what they say they're going to provide for the hotel. And some of that includes very, very ambitious projects like a restaurant, a splash water park for kids, a virtual reality arcade, a ballroom. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out where would they place a lot of this stuff, but it is very interesting that they have this here. Thinking, I'm not sure if this is something that they're gonna follow through with or not. I could see some of this being a case, but I'm not sure. I mean, the outdoor pool they already have. I guess they have kind of a kids club area, but I didn't see it myself. An outdoor giant chest is already there too. But the restaurant, a splash park for the kids, and a virtual reality arcade, very interested in that. Also, and this is the moment you have been waiting for, seeing how much I paid for this room. The subtotal came at a surprising $69.03, but if you include the taxes and fees of $17.94, it came out to a total of $86.97, which to me is still a very good price. But not surprisingly, I came there and I also had to pay an additional $34 for a resort fee plus a $50 deposit that is totally refundable. It's still a pretty good price, but it does come at a price at over $100. I forgot to do an outro while I was at the resort itself, but I just wanted to say a quick thank you for all the support that you give me throughout this entire process at all the resorts I do. To the new viewers, if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe and I will continue to release more videos. And please let me know if you have any recommendations yourself. Thank you guys for watching and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.